What is up, guys? It's your boy, Prepper Cacus, and today, you did it again, didn't ya? You waited until the final week to do your Season of the Deep prep. Well, don't worry, because your boy has you covered. Because in this video, we're going to be showcasing a ton of different tips to help you get a significant advantage when the next Destiny 2 season, Season of the Deep, launches in only 1 week. And so, let's get started. Now, first off, I did want to finally address the fact that every time I make one of these videos, I get comments from people saying, oh my goodness, you're gonna blast through all the content in the first week and then complain that there's nothing to do. Listen, there is nothing wrong with playing slowly, taking things at your own pace, but there's also nothing wrong with absolutely grinding the crap out of a new season, being dungeon ready day one, getting ahead of all your friends. The term play how you want to play applies to all play styles, not just the one you prefer. So yeah, I'm a grinder and I love it. And this video is for people just like me. Now, let's get on to those prep tips. And first of all, we have a massive change coming next season, and that's the fact that the gear score is not increasing. So the maximum pinnacle gear score that you can achieve right now is 1810. And in Season of the Deep, it's gonna stay 1810. And so this week, if you haven't reached that gear score, definitely try to infuse the last few armor and weapons you need to achieve that level. But that also means that next season, the grind is going to change because you're not going to be going after powerful and pinnacle gear drops if you've already achieved the max gear score. And so there's now going to be a stronger emphasis, I believe, on experience, because that's what you need to increase your new seasonal artifact as well as your season's pass. So I hate to say it, guys, because people don't like to do it. I don't like to do it, but bounty prep, because that awards experience, may be actually more valuable this season than it has been before. Now, for those who may not know, I'm going to quickly go over it. Bounty prep is essentially completing bounties, but waiting to turn them in until the new season launches, so you can get that big boost of experience in a brand new season, level up quite a few levels of your artifact, season's pass, etc. Now, here is the weighting on the bounties. Weekly bounties give the most experience, then there's daily bounties, and lastly, repeatable bounties. So you want to fill your inventory with as many completed weekly bounties as you can, and then the rest of the slots should be daily bounties, with repeatable bounties being kind of the final option. There's not too many weekly bounties remaining in the game, but we do still have the Hawthorne Clan bounties. We have Shaw Hand's Cosmodrome bounties. Varix has some weekly Europa bounties. Now on the moon, you have 2 from Eris Morn and 2 more from the Lectern of Enchantment. And then also new to the list, Nimbus has a weekly Neptune bounty. And then after that, guys, Starhorse has a weekly bounty for Dares of Eternity. Now, I will also mention that there's 2 weekly bounties for Guardian Games. These are a little bit risky. They might be removed from your inventory, but they might not. So, up to you. But moving on from there, let's talk about the resources you should stock up on. And things are a little bit different going into Season of the Deep, firstly involving crafting. Bungie is actually getting rid of a lot of crafting specific resources, and now stuff like legendary shards, prisms, ascendant shards are really just going to be the marquee resources for like everything you do in the game. So stocking up on those things and enhancement prisms is a very good idea, especially Ascendant Shards, because guys, next season, we're going to be getting exotic armor focusing. So if you have an exotic engram, and we have a tip involving those coming up, you can now focus it into an exotic armor piece from kind of a certain era expansion, or the exact exotic armor piece you want, but both of those options will require Ascendant Shards, so make sure you have some of those. And the specific focusing option will actually require an exotic cipher. So if you can get an exotic cipher this week, then you can use it to target focus a certain exotic as soon as exotic focusing is available. And again, on that same subject, you're going to to need exotic engrams? Well, a tip for that is you have a Seasons Pass right now that's chocked full of exotic engrams. So I would recommend not grabbing them, guys. So what you can actually do is if you go to bungie.net, you can access the previous season, and therefore you can actually save the exotic engrams in your Seasons Pass right now and withdraw them next season so you can actually, focus them. But in addition to that, guys, still on the subject of exotic armor, Bungie unveiled a massive article detailing 24 different exotic armor pieces that were getting either buffs or nerfs. So I did an entire video on that. Absolutely check it out so you know if your build is going to be crap next season. For example, Starfire Protocol, pretty much what everyone is running in PvE for the Warlock, that's getting nerfed pretty much into the ground, so you're gonna have to find an alternative for that. Now, continuing from there, guys, talking about buffs and nerfs, another big thing happening in Season of the Deep is that Bungie unveiled a ton of actually pretty massive buffs, mainly happening to supers. Pretty much every single super in the game is getting better, and almost all of the roaming supers are getting a lot better. Again, did an entire video detailing that, but, when we have confirmed buffs to things like Chaos Reach, it's now going to not only do more damage, but jolt targets that you hit, doing even more damage. You may want to infuse and get ready stuff like, honestly, the Geomegs, the exotic legs that improve Chaos Reach, and stuff like that. But continuing from there, speaking of making investments now into things that are getting better next season, one of the main examples of that is actually Strand. Now, Bungie has come out and confirmed that we're getting 3 new Strand Aspects next season, and here they are on screen exactly what those Strand Aspects are and what they do. So, Strand Builds are going to be getting a lot more powerful next season because they have so much more customization with that additional aspect. However, guys, it's not just Strand. Now, this season, for Season of Defiance, we've always had Solar, Void, and Strand being featured. Bungie did say that Strand, because it's the new hotness, will kind of be featured all year long, but likely Solar and or Void are going to be rotating, which means that next season, either Arc and or Stasis will have their time to shine. So we're finally going to have Arc or Stasis surges, as well as artifact perks that affect Arc or Stasis. So definitely get ready to dust off those old Arc builds, for example, if it is a featured element next season. Again, it's not been confirmed, but it's almost 100% going to be one or the other and potentially both of Arc or Stasis. But moving on, something actually special happening in this final week is, as you can see, the Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard reputation has been boosted. So if you're chasing a certain, Gambit weapon, make sure to take advantage of that this week, rank up a few times, and get some more rewards. Speaking of those vendors and those rewards, make sure to go to the different vendors and grab all of your specific engrams before the season ends, because those do tend to disappear in between seasons. But also remember that you can focus those engrams now. So it does cost a lot of resources. I wouldn't recommend doing it if you're low on stuff like legendary shards, but if you do have the resources, it's a great way to try to get some actually pretty decent weapons nearing the end of the season. Now, after that, guys, we have one last tip, and that's to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I know it was corny, but we do have the final weekly update of the season coming up. Likely going to be some big reveals in that. Obviously going to be doing a video on that, as well as a bunch of videos coming out when the season launches about all the new weapons and what to go after and how the season works and all that stuff. The dungeon guide is going to be coming out day 1, hopefully. So again, make sure to hit subscribe if you're interested in all of that stuff involving Season of the Deep. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative. If you did, please remember to share this video. And guys, if you want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, again, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.